Yo, what's up? It's guy Zeus with DJ Nick TV. A lot of spiritual science. Come on, you know what it is.
Let's go. Guys, Zeus guy. Yeah. What? Now why would I go to the spa? S550, I'm massaging the car. And just like David, I gotta start. The disc gets landed, I landed on Mars. And I was just giving them ball. I'm massaging the ring, look up at the stars. The ring on my chain, it's a sarcophagus. Now I'm just when you don't know who the prophet is. Israelite, I am a Jew. Now I'm 120, I'm dropping jewels. I feel like an angel when I slide to the party. I'm off of the top, bro, call me Jafar. I'm on top of the penthouse, I'm talking to God. I feel like I'm Joe, but I stay on my job. Louis, I got a few. I got so much time, this game real hard to think.
This is the infamous DJ Deep Freeze, aka Mr. Sub-Zero Man, live in the flesh, chilling with my boy, DJ Nick TV, all day.
DJ Nick TV, we in the building. Who we got here today, man?
Mr. Universe, the spiritual specialist, the spiritual scientist, God Zeus.
Yo, God Zeus, where you coming from, bro?
I was born and raised in Prince George's County, Maryland, but my ancestry is way of Nigeria.
Okay, how was it growing up in the DMV, I should say?
The DMV, it's been a very interesting melting pot of a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of the guys from kind of like PG County, DC, they've always had their own like sense of swag and stuff like that, but that's how I really learned how to get fly. Like, for real, was my man Flock. He really taught me how to like, and I didn't even know him at this time, but I really looked at him, like him and his man Nasir, like on some fly shit. And I thought that was so crazy being from PG. I never seen people dressed like that, like rugbies, G-Star jeans and all that. But on a living tip, it was cool. I met different types of people. I've been around black people, white people, Hispanic people, Indian people, you name it. It's interesting. They got a lot of stuff going on here, but I try to stay on that righteous path. You know what I mean?
Did your peoples go through any trials and tribulations to get here from Nigeria?
Yeah, it's a complicated backstory. Like, my parents both came out here like around the 80s and 90s, and they kind of found themselves. But my pops, he's like a teacher for real, and my mom, she's a nurse. But I got two younger brothers. Shout out Mannyveli and Spizzledoe. Those are like my younger brothers, but we also have an older brother and an older sister on my mom's side.
Okay, for the viewers, like you explained, Manny and Spiz are your brothers.
Yeah.
So how did y'all get into the music shit?
So as far as the music, it was kind of a long, I like to say a long walk on a short path. So basically, we've always been into like music and stuff like that. Like, we started off with like 3-6 Mafia, 666 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Used to bump that type of stuff in high school, and then, funny enough, when I was in like first of all, Spiz has been doing music as a DJ. Like, he used to like remix beats and like also try to rap on them. So me, Manny, and Spiz, we used to, when we were younger, we used to like make a lot of tracks, but like not take them seriously. But Spiz and my other brother, Turk, aka Sparkeem, like we all went to high school together. Turk went to college for like music, right, in Florida. And Spiz, he was like still taking beats, DJing and stuff like that seriously. And then, I eventually linked like Addy, Bari, and they kind of like taught me the lifestyle for real. Like, I met Addy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you meet
Addy?
A$AP Ant?
So yeah, A$AP Ant, Addy. It was funny because like I actually met Bari first when I was a freshman up at in college.
Okay.
When I was in college for my freshman year, like we was exchanging through Twitter, and he just told me he was out here. He was looking for some weed, some dower, and I just happened to have it at that time. So we linked out there, and like just my first real interaction with Bari, like I was like, damn, like I never been exposed to this type of lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle, like just how you move and stuff like that. I kept in contact with him. I eventually introduced Manny and Spiz to Bari at Trilectro. I forgot what year that was. That might have been like 2014, Trilectro.
Right.
And I also saw Addy at the hotel there, but we didn't have an interaction. It wasn't until like later, like, I don't know, like, just fake getting the buzz, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was able to like reach out to him because I saw he was selling some hats. Like, it was a Don C hat and a Bape hat. So Addy had actually drove out to like where we used to stay.
Okay.
And like we made that connection. And then I took a picture with him and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, bro, like, you know, ASAP, y'all really like showed me like what's possible for real. Like I got younger brothers who produce and like take pictures and stuff like that. So one time Manny and Spiz, without me, they went to at you know, y'all crib and stuff like that and was there for like a minute. And then from there, we just had a genuine relationship. Like Addy's like a good dude, always like dropping science and doing the knowledge and stuff like that. And then he also linked Turk with that, like, and that was it just, you know, turned into like a real family affair for real.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you real quick. So I see you a family man for sure.
Yeah.
I see you with your son, your wife, yours with your brothers, Manny, Spiz, and Turk.
And Gino.
And Gino.
Big
I was about to say Gino and man.
Yeah. For me, I say I don't have brothers or sisters. I don't have friends. I just have brothers and sisters. Like, it's just all family. Like, I didn't even mean to forget to do the supreme mathematics today, right? Because today's mathematics is actually power refinement.
Can you break that down for us real quick?
So today's mathematics is power refinement, meaning power is the truth, which is the light. We can take it out of the triple stages of darkness and bring you back to that true way of life, which is Islam, aka I, self, Lord, and Master. Refinement is nothing but just being polished and clean mentally and physically. So, you know, I try to tell the truth in any situation I'm in. That's my power. That's what got me here, you know? That's what's able to keep my family together, you know, being with so many different individuals and, you know, we're all thinking differently, but it's still like a, you know, a family affair.
I see you put the mathematics and the science and the music. Was you inspired by anybody, like any rappers or any music to do that?
Yeah, some of my favorite rappers, like, who I'll say,
break that down.
Lyricists are Killer Priest from like Wu-Tang Clan, Half a Mil, and AZ. You feel me? Those three really show me like you can really be a good lyricist as well as like really put some science and stuff, you know? So like what I like to do, I like to mix the religion and science together. And that's how I get my kind of like a lot of what I rap about. You know, us being spiritual beings, understanding the God in us, aka I, self, Lord, and Master. Like I'm my own master, but at the same time, I stand on my square and I still have a higher authority that I have to, you know, respect and address accordingly. You feel me?
Right. I respect that. So when you kind of shot me saying Killer Priest, not really because I know what you on, but a lot of people really don't listen to shit like that for, you know what I mean? So over the summer, I was bumping his first shit, heavy metal.
That song, One Step?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
You listen to Shabazz, The Disciple?
Nah, I
He's somebody
don't.
you should check out also. He like came up with Killer Priest also. They kind of on the same thing.
Like Sons of Man and
Yeah,
Killer Army and all
yes,
that?
yes. That's what group he in, yup.
Yeah.
Exactly. Check
I
him
like
out
to
for that.
listen to Jedi Mind Tricks too, bro. And, you know, my dad, philosopher. Well, he is a philosopher. And he really broke down like the Greek philosophers, Plato, Socrates, Aristotle. What was kind of really to actually get into the spiritual stuff was like philosophy. You know, thinking about the act of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that we have this ability to conjure up ideas and possibly bring them into reality is a crazy idea. It's a crazy act. When you really think about it, it's actually wild that we can do that if you put your mind to it. You feel me?
So you say your pops was a philosopher, and I saw you doing some teaching at a school.
Yeah.
Was you a teacher at a college?
Yeah, I was teaching at the college I went to.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was cool.
Can you break it down what you teach?
Yeah, I was teaching, so I would break down the formal degrees that I have. Spiritually, I have 720 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Through college, I have 3 degrees. My undergraduate degree was in communications and history and government. So I did a dual major, so I got 2 degrees for that. And then I got my master's in organizational communications, which allowed me to actually teach public speaking and oral communications. So that was cool, being like, a young dude, being able to teach and just showing, people like you can do it too. Like it don't got to be just one way. You can really mix it all together. So that's like how I feel, with life and everything that I do. Like I mix it all together. Like I mix the fashion with the intellect, with the spiritual, with the family, and, I just make it my truth, aka today's mathematics.
Damn, bro, you a smart guy, bro. I didn't know you had all that under your belt. You know what I'm saying? What's the vibe of this new tape?
So this tape that I'm about to drop is called Spiritual But Lyrical. So I really try to, try a few different sounds out. Shout out my man Basement Sam. He did a lot of the beats on it. Just trying some different sounds and see if I can get back into my like real spiritual bag, you know what I mean? Like all my tapes have kind of like a similar feel, but like this tape is where I really wanted to like emphasize it and like give you content to like, once you hear the lyrics, like actually go research it and think about what I meant. In fact, like this is also my second book that I'm dropping. Right? It's my second book that I'm dropping, 720 Degrees to Ascension. I told you I have 720 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So I'm giving people like a breakdown of the stuff that I reference on my tape, right? So we got Islam, we got why the woman is important, we got racial eugenics, we got astral projection.
You have a favorite?
The history of Jesus.
You have a favorite subject
in that book? Per se?
My favorite subject will probably be, the Supreme Mathematics and the Supreme Alphabet is in here, but they're not chapters. I call them scrolls, right?
Okay. Respect.
So in the scroll that I have that talks about the woman, and the last one, Zigzag Zig, I think that's the most important because, I really appreciate my wife and just being able to come into my life and combine lives and bring our son into reality. Like that's what life's about, So, and that and, Zigzag Zig and Supreme Mathematics or the Supreme Alphabet, Z, the letter Z references Zigzag Zig, aka knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Sometimes it makes sense to go in a zigzag zig pattern instead of going the straight path. Because when you go in that zigzag zig pattern, you actually get to see stuff for what it really is and then come back to that, that understanding. Sometimes the straight path isn't always it. That's why you always hear the stories of people who fall off, but they come back with the redemption story.
Okay, that's fire, bro. That's very knowledgeable. You're gonna rewind it back real quick. Like I said before earlier, your brothers, some of the top DMV producers right now, for a minute.
Yeah.
That's Mannyveli and Spizzledoe.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into producing?
Not producing per se, but when they're like cooking up and different things like that, I do like say like, hey, take out this sound, or I like to give. I'll tell y'all. They might not tell y'all, but I'll tell y'all. Like a lot of the samples that they use come from like my Rolodex of music history. You feel me? So.
What you're a part of? Well, that's obvious with that question, but can you drop a song that you was a part of on the low? A beat they made? It could be also Turk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn. What was that song I gave? I gave Turk this one sample of this French band from like the 1970s. I forgot how to pronounce their name. And I forgot who he dropped that song with. But I remember I had a direct link with that beat, like for sure. Yeah. But they're, as far as them, like Manny, Spizz, Turk, we also got some other, producers too, like my man Trill, 4 Days, Damo Wave, we got like a whole arsenal of producers who are coming with like different sounds, you know what I mean? So, and we just trying to bring different sounds and like bring different art, you feel me? Because I feel like sometimes people don't understand that the lifestyle is the art. Like being able to produce, being able to be behind the camera, being able to speak properly, like all of it's an art. And we just want to be able to show our art. You feel me? Like it's that time, you know what I mean? Because I used to be an art curator. When I turned 21, I had an event in the city called God's Apartment. Okay. And I said, what's the thing that I could do for my 21st birthday? I was like, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to like 6 artists who I like, who have different mediums like photography, hand-drawn paintings and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, y'all come and showcase y'all art for my birthday. And like, let it be a networking event type stuff. That also goes into my art. But now I'm trying to show my art in a different way. You know, the books, the scrolls.
The streets got a question, bro. They want to know why you post so many news articles on your IG. Are you trying to wake people up or let them know what's going on with this world, trying to open their eye up? That's let them...
So, like I said, I was telling you about the degrees I got from college. One of the degrees is communication. But funny enough, what I specialized within that degree was broadcast journalism. So, you know, as you get older, you start to look at the world differently. You know, when you're younger, you kind of have kind of a minuscule view of what's actually going on. And I just feel like in this day and time, we're just so not focused on like what's really happening in the world, what's happening in the world. So I just be like trying to post news articles. And like I just tell people like, hey, did you see this? Like, DM me what you think about this. Like if you didn't see it, because it's like our priorities are really messed up. You know what I mean? Like it's 2023. Like there's a lot of stuff that should have been, but you know we're not there yet. And the only way we can get there is if we open our eyes and like really see what's going on for what it is. You know.
God, I fuck with what you doing for real, bro. It's real fresh right now.
Thank you.
Real shit.
Thank you, bro.
Because nobody really doing that at all right now. It's just a select few, but you really gotta find them.
Yeah.
And I really feel like you can get the audience for that. So you can break that down.
You and I verse means, you know, I teach you, you teach me.
That's
perfect. We take what we taught each other and apply it to what's going on. You feel me? So we just talking. But you know, as far as the music, it's just all part of the art. Like, I don't even consider myself like a rapper per se. Like, I'm just an artist. Like, being a human, it's like you're automatically an artist, you know? And just the rapping medium or outlet is just one way I can grab people's ear and stuff like that and visually, you know, show them something different. Because, I mean, music is so important to the day and day. You know, and I just feel that the way I make my music is, you know, I have a certain subject matter that I want to talk about, and I also try to, you know, relate it to like what's going on in the world, but I have to speak in a certain way, make it sound a certain way so people can actually hear it. You know what I mean? Because like people like call me like a boom bap rapper, like that type of content. But it's like on a DMV beat type of thing. So.
Who your top DMV artists?
Top DMV artists?
Because we know your brother and you, y'all kind of connected a lot of dots. Not kind of, y'all did connect a lot of dots with the DMV music scene.
And unless it's heard, nobody would understand. You know. Funny enough, I also was. Like, shout out my brother, Lil Dude, but that was like the first dude, like, that was the first person, like, I managed. Like, I used to manage him as a manager artist type of thing. But, you know, like, I wasn't ready for that type of thing, so that's still my brother, and, like, I love him, you know what I mean? But I wasn't ready for that type of thing. But, you know, you see where dude is now, he's going crazy. He's one of my favorite artists. Rest in peace, my brother Gunu. He's one of my favorite artists. Lil Mill. Big Way, Junie, and KP Skywalker. KP Skywalker is going crazy right now.
That's a dude from MLK, right?
Yeah, MLK and Big Flock. Like I said, I mentioned him earlier. That's like really my big brother.
Shout out to Big Flock.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, can we talk about spiritual science?
Yeah, let's talk about it, man.
Let's get into it.
So yeah, like, I really mix up the religion with the science, you know what I mean? Because you have to understand, Islam is only like 1,500 years old. Christianity is only like 2,000 years old, and Judaism is only 4,000 to 5,000 years old. But people were on this earth. What was their spiritual connection to the Most High, right? Like I said, I'm still 720 degrees of, this type of spiritual science, but I'm trying to pass this threshold of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the people who started like this, because all the religions are connected, you know what I mean? Like all the that's why they call them Abrahamic, because it started with Abraham, but it started with Adam and Eve. I can't even really get into the science of that, but like I say in one of my songs, Holy City, I was here before Adam and Eve were intact. You feel me? Because I've been on this planet before. You see how I can just go to the spirit, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Like I was already here on this planet before.
So I got a quick question for you. We won't get too much into it. I watch a lot of Sub-Zero. So I watch a lot of Sub-Zero, right? Mm-hmm. And he always say the black man is God. I'm just going off what you said. How you feel about that phrase?
Look, I keep it very simple. As far as that goes. In Genesis, when God was saying, let there be light, it had to be darkness before there can be light. So that means darkness, black, was first before light. And you can take that however you want to. You feel me?
Rest in peace to Gunu.
Yeah, rest in peace, my brother. Like, he was such a good dude. Like,
let's talk about Gunu folks. Like I see, you and your brothers, Manny Spiz, and you was always with Gunu, pictures, everything. It looked like more than some rap shit. Mm-hmm. Like, can you talk about Gunu for a second?
Yeah, like I said, that was like my little brother for real. He was a good soul. Like, that's one of those people, like, you see, like, their spirit, you can just feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were plenty of times, like, I just, spoke to him about, like, just me and him. Like, I just spoke to him about life and, like, how can we elevate? How can we become the best versions of ourselves? And, he would always, like, he would always, like, listen, give input, and, like, have, real discourse,
That's a fact.
It's really unfortunate what happened to him. I think about him, like, every once in a while, for real. I mentioned him on my tape, like, on the last song, Speaking in Proverbs. Rest in peace, Goonwick. He did this thing. I'm going to link with him on a spiritual thing. You feel me? Yeah.
Okay, yo, God Zeus, bro. You got a new tape dropping in a couple weeks. Can you break down where they can get that at and the title?
Yeah. Again, the title is Spiritual But Lyrical.
Fire.
Apple Music, SoundCloud. It's like 15 songs, like 30 minutes. Yeah.
Where can they reach you at?
Twitter, Instagram, at God Zeus Theory, GODZEUS Theory, THEORY. Yeah, just hit me up. Like, I'm always, like, responding to people. I like engagement. You feel me? Like, it's social media for a reason. Like, you have to be social. Like, but don't let it control you, but use it as a tool to reach other people you couldn't normally reach. And see where it can reach. See how far it can reach. You feel me?
My nigga God Zeus, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate that. Appreciate DJ Nick TV. I also want to give a shout out to all the righteous ones, all the spiritual beings, my son Jadena, my wife, Adobe, I love y'all. That's who I do it for. All the spiritual beings, all the mystics, all the shamans. Y'all know what time it is. It's almost that time. The spaceship almost coming down. It's almost time for us to leave this plane and come back when it's time. You know what I mean? So let's get ready for that. Spiritual but lyrical. We're not doing nothing but spiritual science for the spiritual specialists and the spiritual scientists. Come on. God Zeus, DJ Nick TV. I appreciate you.
We out, bro.
Nobody a friend, nobody an enemy. I'm showing the people real love, it's the energy. Showing the space to the teachers ahead of me. They the one gave me the knowledge to better me. They the one gave me the knowledge to better see. They the one gave me the knowledge to never cheat. Damn, Cristo sounds, I'm walking through Galley. I'm walking my cars like flying the galaxy. They the ones teaching the lies and the battle. Put my life on the line and they mad at me. Put my life on the line and they mad at me. Put the world on my back, now it hurt my feelings.